I am Yinzhen, the Yongzheng Emperor of the Great Qing Empire, and this is my story. In the year 1722, following the death of my revered father, Emperor Kangxi, I ascended to the dragon throne. My reign would last 13 years, during which I devoted myself entirely to consolidating and strengthening the empire that my father had left me. To the outside world, my journey to power might seem straightforward, but my path was anything but simple. The transition was marked by the intricacies of imperial politics and the burdens of succession. When I became emperor, my first task was to stabilize the empire. My father's reign had been illustrious, but it also left challenges. Corruption, inefficiency, and internal dissent simmered beneath the surface. I knew that to govern effectively, I must address these issues with decisiveness. My approach to ruling was methodical, and I sought to combine Confucian principles with practical governance. Reform became the cornerstone of my reign. One of my most significant reforms was the reorganization of the empire's financial system. Corruption in tax collection and discrepancies in land registration were rampant. I introduced the Junji system, a secret cabinet that allowed me to streamline decision-making and monitor officials more closely. I also enforced the Baitange policy, which focused on fair taxation. By requiring honest land surveys and ensuring taxes were based on accurate records, I worked to alleviate the burden on common people while curbing the greed of corrupt officials. Yet my reforms were not without resistance. The bureaucracy was vast, and many officials were wary of change. Some viewed my methods as harsh and authoritarian. I will not deny that I ruled with a firm hand. To cleanse the court of inefficiency and treachery, I often imposed strict penalties, even on high-ranking officials. It was not cruelty but necessity. I believed that only through discipline and accountability could the empire thrive. Beyond governance, I sought to uphold Confucian values, which formed the moral backbone of our society. I emphasized filial piety, harmony, and loyalty, not just among my subjects but within my own court. However, I was also pragmatic, understanding that tradition alone could not sustain an empire. I encouraged the integration of diverse ethnic groups, especially the Han Chinese and Manchu peoples, ensuring their cooperation under the Qing banner. My reign also saw advances in culture and scholarship. I sponsored the compilation of books and encyclopedias, preserving knowledge for future generations. Among my contributions was the Yongzheng Emperor's Edicts, a series of writings that articulated my thoughts on governance, morality, and society. Through these works, I sought to guide my successors and the empire's intellectual elite. Internationally, I maintained stability by upholding our borders and ensuring peace with neighboring states. I strengthened the empire's military defenses, particularly in the northwest, where nomadic tribes posed threats. Diplomatic missions were carefully managed to maintain harmony while demonstrating the power of the Qing Dynasty. Despite my accomplishments, my reign was not free from controversy. Detractors accused me of ruthlessness, citing the mysterious deaths and imprisonment of some of my rivals, including members of my own family. I have always believed that the throne demands sacrifices, and difficult choices are inevitable when the fate of an empire hangs in the balance. While I regret the sorrow caused, I acted with the empire's welfare in mind. In 1735, as my health waned, I entrusted the throne to my son, Hongli, who would become the Qianlong emperor. I passed knowing that I had left the empire stronger than I had found it.